Okay, I get this question a lot on sales calls mostly. And I think there's a little bit of confusion around how I work with my clients and how I plug into an existing finance team because people who come to me needing that kind of strategic level advice often already have an accountant, but an accountant's quite a blanket term. So I wanted to share a really simple diagram and talk you through the key different roles and how they're all really important and they're all really different skill sets and how I work together with the different team members in the finance team to give you a really strong, rounded out package to support your business. All right, let's dive into it. Okay, I'm going to start with my role as the virtual CFO, which is the top circle here. And I see my role as a very forward facing role. I'm focused on where we want to go in 1 year, in 2 year, in 3 year, in 10 years' time, and what we're trying to build. So I'm really looking ahead to the future, trying to unpack what that goal is, and then the plan to help you get there. So that's a big key difference compared to the other two members of your team who often are backwards facing. They're historically focused and trying to make sure that things are recorded accurately that have already happened. A virtual CFO should also bring you industry insights relevant to you. So that's trends in the industry around what people are doing with staff. That's benchmarks around key metrics you should be hitting and different strategies that people are applying to common challenges for your business. Another big part of my role as a virtual CFO is being objective enough to ask some harder questions. And so sometimes a little bit of separation from the business can actually bring up different ideas and insights that you haven't considered. I never consider myself an expert in your business. I know you know your business really well, but having someone external to the organization ask a bunch of questions might bring up different insights or ideas that aren't necessarily happening with your current team who are all focused on helping you as the owner. So that objectivity really helps. And the other really big one, and a reason that a lot of my long-term clients stick around, is the accountability. Having, a running coach to help you stay accountable to your goals if you're training for a marathon is very similar to having a virtual CFO who you meet with regularly and you stay accountable to what our goals are in order to help us hit that end goal, whatever that is for your business. Maybe that's a business exit. Maybe that's building yourself out of the business and having like a cash cow situation where you can reinvest the dividends in other investments. Whatever that is for you, I want to help you get there, but I also need to help do that by you staying accountable to me and to the business and showing up and talking through the numbers, because often it's something that falls by the wayside because a lot of owners are putting out brush fires. There's a lot going on and often that falls by the wayside, but it's really, really critical to make sure that we're maintaining those profits to help fund that growth. So that's the virtual CFO aspect, and that's what I'm focused on. The tax accountant is also really critical, and it's a very different skill set. There's a lot of tax accountants moving into the advisory world now. They may not necessarily have spent hours and have the exact skill set for it. A lot of people try and sell it as an all-in-one package now. I think the tax accountants are really critical, obviously, with tax planning, with structuring, with working out which kind of entity to set up, whether you need a trust, how to kind of minimize our taxes for the year. And I work with tax accountants. I've got great tax accountants I refer out to who help with that. And the way that the virtual CFO works with tax accountants is I turn up to the tax planning meetings. We actually are involved in that process, but we are very operationally focused. We are very strategic and forward facing. So we try and take what the tax accountant is telling us and build that into our game plan moving forward month on month. So it's a really healthy relationship and we both have very different skill sets. And then finally, the bookkeeper is the backbone of this entire finance team, because without good, clean data that is being reconciled regularly, that we can trust, we can't do our analysis. We can't do our reporting. We can't do our forecasting because all of our kind of historicals are incorrect. So we're basing our decisions on incorrect information. And that obviously also affects your tax accountant, who may need to be cleaning up that data at the end of the year when they're doing your taxes. So they're all really critical roles and very different skill sets. So often I will plug into a team with a bookkeeper and then also with a different tax accountant, and we all work together. We have a dialogue, we turn up for calls together, and it's a really cohesive environment. But it's not, I know a lot of clients necessarily want an all-in-one service, but it's good to be aware that these are very different skill sets with very different focuses, and building the ideal team for you is really important. So I think that gives you a good insight into kind of what a virtual CFO does and how I work with your existing tax accountant and how I can work with your bookkeeper, or how I can help you source those members of your team so we can build out a fully functioning finance team, keep you sorted, keep all your compliance up to date, but then most importantly, from my perspective, keep you profitable and keep you heading towards your goals. Great. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.